Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be looking at something that I think is really quite awesome, and that is this extreme TNT fireworks. So essentially what TNT fireworks are is back in the day when it was late alpha and early beta, all we had was TNT and we would put it round in a ring and then we'd have someone at the top place it perfectly, so therefore it would fire straight up into the air and it looked pretty spectacular even though it was only 1 or 2 TNT at a time. But anyway, three years later, we have now got proper fireworks. They can fire in giant creeper heads. They are really colourful. You can fire hundreds of them at a time, and they look pretty great. So, therefore, TNT fireworks have been dormant for the past 2 years, and you pretty much never see them. And pretty much half the people that play Minecraft these days don't know what it is. So, I'm here today to bring them back with a brand new design that I think looks pretty awesome. And what it does is it fires 20 to 30 TNT in the air, really high in the air, so therefore it can't backlash on you, and then it fires left, right, center, just absolutely everywhere, and you can never really predict where it's going to fire, so it's different every time, and I think it looks pretty spectacular. So anyway, let's take a look at this thing firing in action. Okay guys, so if we hit this button here, we can see TNT comes in from the outside, and then TNT gets dispensed in the middle, it gets fired up into the air, and it gets fired quite far and quite everywhere. So the reason a lever's here is if we flick it down, then that way this thing gets pulsed longer, because this button can only do it about half its potential. So if we try that and we press this down, and then we unflick it, and then we can see we get about twice the amount of TNT, and then it fires everywhere. But yeah, you can see it comes down a little bit. So that's pretty much this. So now let's take a look at the redstone. Okay guys, so if we just take a look at the redstone, we've got 2 major parts and technically 3 sections. And the bottom section here is really simple. You've just got a big fat line of redstone going all the way across, so when you hit the button or lever, it just activates all this, so all the TNT activates at the same time. And if you're wondering why there's no dispensers here, that is because when you have a dispenser there, the TNT just goes straight to the middle. And that's not really an issue, but it just means if we have the TNT out the side here, when it goes into the middle, it just slowly goes in, and it can go slightly to the left, slightly to the right. It makes it a little bit more random, so that way each time when you fire TNT in the air, it makes it a little different each time. And TNT is pretty random as it is, so it just adds to that and makes it look a little bit better. So after that, we've just got this redstone here that goes into a comparator clock, which goes into this other section here, which is just fires all these dispensers about 4 to 6 times, or if you're using the lever, it can fire anywhere between 1 and 13 times. So that way you can get the most out of this. And also it is expandable, but if you expand it upwards, then it fires straighter and straighter, because as you could see, it was going slightly to the left, slightly to the right, even when you fired it straight out. And that's really the whole point of this. You're trying to make it random so it looks pretty good each time, and this took a little bit of refining to get right. So the third section is just this little bit here. All it is just this redstone going into this. And the only reason this is set to 4 ticks and not something earlier or later is if it's set to 4 ticks, then it can get enough height, or just about the midpoint, where it can fire off and create something really spectacular. If you had it on 3 ticks, sometimes it could actually backlash and hit this, and if you had it on 5 ticks, it would be at the midpoint, but if it goes slightly too high or slightly too low, it can come back down. So 4 is pretty much just that sweet spot, and that's pretty much what makes this. This thing's really quite small and really quite simple when you get down to it. So anyway, now let's look at the tutorial. Okay guys, so now onto the tutorial. You're going to need a 7x7 area, as well as some building blocks, 24 dispensers, 35 redstone, 1 redstone repeater, 1 redstone comparator, at least 4 water source blocks, a fence of some kind, doesn't have to be oak, a wooden button, has to be wooden, or a lever. Either. So the first thing you want to do is lay out your area, and then you want to grab your building blocks and place a block here, and just place it like you would build a castle in each corner and middle block, so that way you can just place your dispensers everywhere else in between that, and this is going to be your main firing mechanism. So after you've built this, you just want to fill pretty much every area, and then on every little piece you want to place redstone. You could technically save 1 redstone by destroying the end block, like let's say here, but for the sake of it, just an easy tutorial, we're just going to continue like that. So next thing you want to do is you want to place the water, but for now, just to make easier building, we're just going to place our fence there, and then you want to place some scaffolding. So what you want to do is place down dispensers in a ring like this, then you want to go up, preferably here's where you want to place your fence. So I'm going to place the fence, and then after that you want to destroy your little scaffolding, and I accidentally destroyed the dispenser. So after you've placed your dispenser and got your fence down, you can just place another ring around your middle dispensers and place redstone on the side. And also, if you're someone that likes to save resources, just find one corner and destroy the block and redstone there, so that way you could save 2 redstone. But what you want to do after that, you just want to find the corner, and then you want to come out 1 block like so, and then place a 2x2 area blocks followed by 2 blocks backwards. So what's this doing is it's allowing you to lay out your area where you're going to place your comparator circuit. So what you want to do now is you just want to place a button here and a lever on the side, or vice versa, just some way so you can get input here, and even place it on the edge here if you want to. The next thing you want to do is you want to place a piece of redstone here, your redstone repeater on 4 ticks, and a redstone comparator. Make sure it's in subtraction mode, and by doing that all you have to do is right click it. Then after that you place redstone down so that way it can send out the signal to this area here. And now you've actually got your main clock done, and all you have to do now is go to each corner and place down water. So that's not what you want to do. So that way all the TNT gets flown into the middle, and you have got yourself a nice and really awesome extreme TNT fireworks. So now go out and impress your friends, and I'm sure they'll be pretty impressed with what you made too. It's not the best and most practical thing, it's sort of just for when you want to show off that you have better skills than your friends. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm actually recording on my blue snowball. I hope it sounds good. It certainly should sound better than my last video, but I still haven't worked out all the kinks, so hopefully next video it should sound even better than it does now. And by the way, my blue snowball has arrived, and that's great, so I can use this now for all my recording. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you on Saturday with a brand new video. Goodbye from TNT Man.